Pardon the look and perhaps the sudden outburst of emotional disturbance. Because, well, I can't say because, but it's kind of ironic that the sun, not only is it hitting 14-degree Leo, exactly opposed my 14-degree moon, the day that my dad died, which is today. Now, honestly, I can't remember, was it the 6th or the 7th? Oh, I know it was at night, and I remember thinking the 7th was auspicious because that was the day that it dawned on me what I had just gone through, I guess, that my dad had died, okay? So whatever it is, it's pretty much the same for me. Um, but the 6th and the 7th turned out it was the only day in the calendar this year that the sun was at the same degree 2 days in a row, and that's opposed my moon, and um, really making this video to just say hello and thank you for your patience. I was going to really, let me um, try and focus here and also erase some things. I wanted to specifically talk about some subject matter. Of course, it's not a good subject matter to start talking about narcissism, but I think that there's a profound reason why this thing lights up social media and particularly YouTube. It's an innocent subject matter. There is something happening. It's next. It's right up there with this, if not exactly this, without all of the ghostly jargon, wording, calling it narcissism. We're really pointing at the mind, and what see Thich Nhat Hanh, the gurus of our time and beyond, right, would say what there isn't any better of a use for any kind of thing, really. I mean, but for the computerization and the ability to broadcast than to project the possibility and keep kind of the mantra going of the possibility that enlightenment exists. What are we talking about there, Shauna? Well, I love this part because we can really get confusing and even talk about the spiritual warfare, like people thinking that it's hate talk, and it's like, no, it's the same as saying that a human being. Oh my God! So how could you say that? Well, yeah. Some people are. They say some people are born enlightened. Ooh, but that's the same as saying people are born as a human being. So, but don't you think it's more often than not that that's happening? Why? What is the why? Like, is there a scientific thing? Yeah. You can pull up science um, that says that perhaps one side of the organism is more prone to losing their perspective. Now, it's both little boys and little girls that can get dislocated of the process that it takes, whatever that delicacy that is, to get like past the mind and into the body, and then safely interacting, like say, getting into your mind to the point where what you're really doing is now, everybody has an individuality to reach for at a very early age, believe it or not, and that's when they start. Well, it's about 4 or 5 when they get their own mind and they start really. It could be a bit earlier, but there's a time when they click in and they're just trying to test. Can I decide something for me? And so they'll say no to things a lot. And there's where I've mentioned it before. You will encounter the worst nightmare, which is the narcissist starts to argue with the toddler. They don't let the person have the choice that they're making for themselves, or even the space or the freedom to do that. They don't understand that that's what's happening. Yeah, that's where it's advisable and only fascinating if you read just a little bit about child psychology, and that means what we have found out during the process of probably just awakening, coming to, I don't know, behavioral patternings, really just what is going on and what's happening with a toddler from the day they take their breath to when it starts to get into they're getting into their body and walking, right? And so with my palm itching right now, I mean, I would love to go on and on about the details about that, like as much as I can illuminate illuminate, because it is a very astonishingly important and it's fascinating subject matter. In case you were interested in the quality of the human relations, so-called human relations on this planet. See, I say so-called because it's getting far and few in between that people can reach or say become. Why do we have to see a lot of human beings or um, people that are gurus that talk a strange language and they even dress strange? For whatever reasons, a lot of them have stayed in their towels and diapers. It's probably just a sign of the times, the era that they were living. It's probably different now. They are on a surfboard and they're wearing a towel. I don't know. They can't ever get out of their Bermuda shorts. Who knows? I don't know. You don't know who. Really, it's a vast amount. Really, the gurus inside you is the truth, and the ones that stand out. Well, God, like Thich Nhat Hanh, and even people that are just there kind of saying a funky, controversial thing. After a while, it's controversial. I mean, what are we going to do? My generation, thanks for listening to this ramble, um, all generation, but we are seeing a deterioration of these people that hold on to these delicacies of, I was going to say their IQ level, really, how to enjoy anything in life, because there is a pursuit for what? For what? See, people don't even know what they want, and it's a trick question. It's like, well, you want the truth, you want God, you want to, when you put a nail and you start building something. I mean, you at least it's amazing. Try to just at least hit the nail on the head with a hammer till it drives all the way in, and let alone that might be something behind it, but just try it out every once in a while. Because it's not easy. By the way, does a T look like a nail? I think I already tried to point that out to the kids. And if you don't think it looks like a nail, representing the truth, it's a very good analogy. It's plumb. Boom, like a table. Do you think the T looks like a table? See, if you don't, first, number one, your imagination is hot. You're done. And of course you're not safe for the kids. You're no fun. Not even for a minute. Sorry. Not really. Stop telling people that can't handle you sorry. Just get away from them. They are needing to go somewhere else too. Can we quarantine ourselves off? Sorry about that, but no, really, babes, I'm having a hard time. This is the same day, like I said, and I'm gonna screw this off on another place. I've been putting these videos that I'm going through a really tough time, and I was hoping to be able to let people know that I'm doing the best I can for myself as far as the Patreon stuff. Like, you activate the Patreon and the Cash App, and the thing is I call myself the universe and/or God. I'm a highly creative person, and I think it's better that we come together through just an energetic vibe, the vibe that having people in our lives, really, but that's kind of fading off into the distance. Maybe that was a novelty. We are really in the midst of some kind of strange warfare. I was um, contemplating this. It's like, because, well, this could help people like me, because maybe I'm in the middle of transitioning away from, well, maybe my neighborhood or the community or anything. Like, say, what if I'm being abused by narcissists across the board, I'm like, whoa, what about our support system? I mean, really, I'm just transitioning. I've been preyed upon during a transition. Maybe, it's kind of like when people get older, they get preyed upon, right? Don't they? Yeah. See, they have money and they don't know what to do with it, and somebody's like, you don't know what to do with it? Oh, God. Right? Even I'll do that. I mean, really, the thing is you should never be left over with a bunch of money. If you have kids, give it to them while you're still alive. Don't do this over my dead body thing. Because don't you see, this is the thing, is how you can tell money sucks ass, is because it's not even that good. It's a piece of crap, because if you have really struck joy there, if you've done something that was worthwhile, like really that brought you joy, that made you feel good, just like a human being and becoming enlightened, there's only one other real bitchin' thing to do with it, is to share it. And say, whoa, look, no, look, check it out. No, this is it. Woo! And it's like a fruit tree. It's like, whoa, this is what I'm supposed to do, right? You become whatever it is. See, if it's something like, hitting the nail on the head and the joy and the zing, and you're feeling good in the end. It's not something torturous to where You're using it as a weapon now, and you're saying, you know what, you just don't know how to play the game. And it's like, you know what, fuck you, fucking people. Fine, good, good, good that you have your amazing geometry, I guess you would call it that. But when you start thinking about the things that have gone on for particularly the materialistic mind to just start dominating, like the obvious, coupled with fear, it's like look out for the ones and zeros crew over there. People that think that that's really what it's all about. And it's like, no, man, we are getting entrapped with that. It's looking sickening because why can't people just learn how to get along? Mainly, where is their IQ levels going? Why don't they know how to do anything real to where, really, because when you do something real, getting back to it, like, at least, I love that I have something that I can give when an apple tree in my yard blossoms and then gives full apples, and then I just toss them at the top. And um, I notice that I get little notes. The notes are good enough for me. Really, it shouldn't be, though. People should think about giving to people that are setting an example like that. It's going to change around where, why not? My mom always, thanks for listening to this. My mom always worked on the barter system, kind of weird to say. I've tempered myself pretty much all my life, and still to this day. I mean, I have everything I need, except for people, right? Except for love. How did I get in that lame of a position? Let me tell you. I have to, it has to, I have to wake up to the matrix that says you own property. In fact, it's not just property. You own prime real estate, the original. I mean, it's hardly even developed. There's a shed on it that I call this house that I'm living on. I mean, it's only hardly, I don't care what anybody says, but it's only hardly $10,000. But the property is what's worth a lot more because it's just, I mean, they're going to start. I got a lot of trees. I got wildlife. I mean, a lot of people would actually, in an auction in this area, a lot of people would want it and put it up on auction, and it could gather way more than what they're asking right now. It's like they try to tell me what. I'm sorry about this. I don't like to talk about and brag about my wealth or anything that I can bring it to the table. If See, I've been led to believe just recently through some kind of fucking programming and spell and rotten shit, which I shouldn't think this way. No, of course I need help in my life if it comes in the form of a really good friend, a partner, that we just boom, we start gearing up because you know what? I'm not an idiot. Of course, see, with what I just told you about my property and the way it could sell for a little more and just oxygenate it off, auction it off. Um, I have to get into realty. I have to admit that I am a realtor and I own land and I can start now. Now you're gonna do more realty because um, with the chunk that I get, anybody smart, see the thing, you just start popcorning around, right? And wouldn't that be fun to find somebody who's savvy in that? And I would say, hey, Um, let's do it. I'm pretty good though. I'm not somebody who will let a narcissist take me over. Really, I see the main thing that you want to be careful of narcissists is they don't have fun doing anything, nothing. I mean, it could be really it is a complicating life, and we all know that we have to make money, and we all know we have to do all kinds of stuff: cook, clean, make money, have a relationship, be responsible there. All the work that really, the real work that it takes to, like I said, to do anything really right and get good satisfaction. I told the story about the boats on the yacht that never leave the harbor because nobody knows how to sail, but they all got their like material status through money, which is just like now I equate it. It's like now just if you see somebody with a dog, it could most likely a narcissist. It's come up here where it is profuse. It's just an overlay. See, there was a real reason to have a dog, and we understand that. No, but these people are probably within their own families. They're kind of. It's sad because they're really actually not able to. I'm sorry. Hi, you guys. Pardon me while I'm in a lot of pain, actually. And you have to admire the part of the organism that is the Aries who chooses to show you the strength, the stronger side of smile. And I'm here to tell you fucking wretched, rotten ass fucking people that don't understand that part of the human organism, which is very human, that will just take it all the way to the end. Fuck it. Last breath, you're brave. You try to be brave. Try to do something different other than just to succumb and play the role of the escalator going down, and then you're running into people, your relationships, and you're providing that down escalator, and they're thinking, oh, thank you, you're gonna help me up. No, it's a constant run, man. You think you can get up a little bit, but you're exhausted, right? I have experienced so much exhaustion over the last 3 years in particular. It's because I lost my means of income. I fall succumb to predators. I can't say it any more clear, and I would love to turn this thing right here into something that it's supposed to be. Think with me a bit. I was talking about how that if only 200 people, which apparently, I got 175 likes on something is not my favorite subject matter, is this icky narcissism subject matter. You want to set that aside and just say, no, let's raise our vibrational frequency. Let's point at the cure. See, I like that I can blend it into a lot of things, just like I did just now. It's like, it's not necessarily narcissism. It's called, do you know that there is Satan there, right? It's your religion that's trying to point, what are we doing here? Well, some of the organism, whether it's men or women, we don't care. Just some of it needs to find their their leader on the outside of them because they're not equipped with it right away. Now, I've mentioned how science has pointed out that men are not equipped with it right away because why? Because that's just the way God made it. Both men and women come out of the woman's body. He is born from the woman's intelligence surrounded by her vortex into the woman's intelligence surrounded by her vortex. There's a phenomenon, I was talking about child psychology, where they were figuring out how, like on a very scientific level, that the baby, the infant, doesn't really separate. It's called individuation separation, where I don't know how early it starts really precisely, but I think it happens throughout adolescence and stuff, really, of course. And it's a gradual, but really there's an intense thing that needs to happen with all of them, but particularly with the boy from the mother because he's not born. And she has to know now, I assume, because I don't know anything about it, but it probably comes natural to some women who are just naturals at it, and she is able, like say maybe it's a tribe or just a healthy family where there's a healthy men that are there. And when I say men, I'm saying that they know their how to organism, but know that they're just doing manly things and they're out working and see. But they're the kind that I want to mention that see, she would not have anything to do with him unless he was humane. Right at the spigot. I say that there's a science here, a higher learning tool called sex, and men and women are it. And even though they're kind of opposites, there's a reason why she is really actually a lot more complicating than him. And that's not really a problem. They can actually complement. See, I don't want to get into this subject matter until I get, like I was just mentioning my Patreon and stuff. If you're interested in this, I didn't ever expect that I would be going here in my entire life. But see, I do have an autobiography. I can go into the astrology and say, well, I'm Mars ruled, and Mars rules sex, mankind. Really, I am I'm a very masculine person. I believe in being more aggressive rather than timid. As a woman, it might be awkward a little bit. No, actually, it's a very good thing. I like that I can get out there and chop wood and hit the nail right on the head and do something. I feel great that I actually did it, and I've come on this earth I remember thinking, well, this is great because I can influence women and they'll love me. And really what I probably mean is that, well, maybe they need, we all need to sort of support each other. I'm not a perfect person. I am probably just way out of it. You know what I mean? I'm just a human being is what I'm saying. And what is it? You know, that's what the Aries and the Mars, just the first function of the I am that says, hey, I'm here. Let's keep our freedom going so that we can forge through and pioneer into the outer space. And we know things now. No, if we are wearing too much bubble wrap and we ignore that very first responsibility to the I am to be aware, at least open your eyes and use all your senses and get back to the kids every once in a while just to confirm that in fact, see, the kids are going to let you know, yeah, you got it right. Really they're questioning only because they see something first and they're like, do you see what I see? And if you have a bunch of people that are, you've seen it, how that it's like they think that they are there. I mean, the way you're supposed to treat kids is to be completely deceptive. They can't just tell them, like when the kids say, well, it's blue, right? The sky is blue. The kids are asking, and then it's like the obligation to the adults right there, especially in front of other adults, to say, no. They won't even tell them what it is. It's just to create a codependent. I can get into that later. And boy, if you like these videos, I hope that boy, I was trying to tell you, look at how excellent it could be. And I promise that I'll help people with my money, if I make money. But look at the video that I made like 2,000 videos or more like, okay, realistically it was like 900 or 1,000 videos, and then I posted the one video about the I call it the gift-giving narcissist, and I've already mentioned this, but you should look up the communal narcissist or the covert narcissist, particularly check out the generational thing going on with the cerebral narcissist. These are people that are highly, it's the population, most of it. To me, it's all cerebral. We're talking about narcissists. The mind and cerebral, the mind, well, it's mind. It's the fully encapsulated mind. It's a mind fucking sandwich, a sundae with a cherry on top. However you want to say it, babes. I hope you appreciate me breaking it down like this and also mixing it up with, no, it is definitely your religion over there of, oh my God, what is this fucking place after a while? I think Christ was here trying to pull me on the ear saying, Shauna, are you going to take a break? Because on top of being exhausted, being attacked in real life, by, just people around me, just one, by the way, that's not a good sign. Because Jesus Christ said, man, just try and get two together. And I happen to think, do you like this thing that I keep rolling to you? That it's men and women. And of course they go on to the Olympics to say, and this is how you do it, babes. Bow, chicka, wow, wow, chicka, wow, wow, bow, wow, wow, chicka, wow, wow, bow.